I think we're live. Joey Yates,
Live.
we're back. This is episode 135 with Jeremy Jones. Can you believe that they let us do 135 episodes?
Who's they?
Yeah, I don't
They haven't
know.
shut us off yet, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. I turned the computer on today. I was like, oh, this is great. We're still going. Thank you, Spotify. Thank you, iTunes. And thank you, everybody in the chat who's out there. Joey, how's your week been?
I had a good week. I got some special writing time this week. I don't know. Is that a public place we're allowed to talk about?
Yes, do tell.
To tell, yeah. So Steve Caballero and Solomon Aga and Joel and I went out to Area 51 for the first time. Well, Solomon had been out there many times and showed us the ropes, but wow, the trail was built like amazing. The work that they put in out there is phenomenal. There's probably 100 jumps in one jump line, and
Whoa.
everything's packed down, smooth, no like lippy jumps. You're not getting bucked there. You just got to make the gaps.
Yeah,
And
and
the
some of
gaps are
those
anywhere from 2 feet to 40 something feet. So
oh, man.
yeah,
There was I mean, those guys are pro skateboarders, so they're used to being in the air and having that body control and everything. Boy, there were some pictures where it was just like they look like they just got launched into the sky.
yeah. And I mean, I've ridden with Cab so many times, and I've never heard him scream as loud as he did when he landed that canyon gap. I was so stoked for him. Yeah, I mean,
That's
he yelled so loud that Solomon, he knew he had to do it now because he knew Cab just made it. So yeah,
and
we're
it was
so
a distinctive yell, right? It wasn't like I'm injured. I
no,
fell into the
no, you
canyon.
knew. It was yeah, it was just being stoked on life right then, and it was that Evil Knievel jump that they both always wanted, and they got it, so it was rad.
Oh, that's so rad. That's so rad. Wonder if that will make it into like remember when there was Thrasher magazine? I wonder if it would ever
Right.
make it into some kind of a print like that because you took an amazing shot of them in the sky. And I think all the skateboarder pros are gonna want that for their mountain bike ride clip from now on.
Right.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
And the
Um,
trail what I forget the name of the trail builders that are out there, but big shout out to them. Is it
M
Alliance?
yes, MTB
Yeah,
Alliance and the
MTV
crew, they
Alliance.
work s
Man, big shout out to those guys. They've done their work. I mean, there's no
yeah.
trail built like that for free that you can ride anywhere. Like, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's good stuff. I think if
And
the
it's
folks
not
are out
free, they're
there
putting in the time, but it's, you know.
yeah. Yeah, I think for the folks that are out there, I think he puts out a call to action for trail builders to come out and help, and they usually have a big squad that's going out there and doing great things, but man, what a legendary place, but it's one of those things where it's not so much a secret, but if you know where it's at, then you're good to go, and if you don't know, I don't know how to get that info, but boy, there's some stuff.
There's
Yeah,
the sh
look at that.
there's the shot right there,
Good Lord
right?
almighty.
Like,
Holy
where's the
cow.
landing? Where's the takeoff? I mean, he's in the sky.
That is crazy. Steve Caballero. I could
Yeah.
tell from his bike. That's the Spoke X build, yeah.
Yes, that is the Spoke X, and there were some other things they hit, but that was the one. There they are. They're so stoked. But this
Dang.
is the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
Oh, hats off to that. Good Lord. Hey, now if that was the tabletop, no problem.
But
But
look at
the
that
fact
takeoff. It's like a driveway. I mean, there's no like it's just perfect.
wow, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. It's beautiful.
great job,
Good
guys.
Good Lord, MTV Alliance doing some killer things out there. The boys are doing it up. Only one photographer on that trip, you, Mr. Joey Yates. That's incredible to have that caliber of folks out there and to keep it kind of on the DL like that. That's pretty
Yeah,
dope, dude.
that was awesome. That
That
was a great
that's
day.
yes. Oh, so good. Yeah, when I talked to you that night, but the folks that are listening to the show, I called Joey later on that evening. He's like, "I'm just getting home, dude. I've been gone since 7 a.m." I was like, "Whoa, that's a big day." He's like, I'm about ready to go in the house, and I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm in trouble, which is always fun. And part of the fun memes that our guest tonight has some good stuff around going out for a quick ride. If you guys haven't had a chance to look at our guest's Instagram, you want to check it out. It's jjones.mtb, Jeremy Jones. Some real funny meme type mountain bike stuff. And Jeremy's also an ambassador for Fazari, Big Jensen USA. He's got quite the supporting behind him. And yeah, he's out there doing great things out of the Utah area. Before we get him on the show, I do see mentions of the whole shot. So let's take a look at who got the
Wait,
630.
before the whole shot though, I'm seeing some news at 6:24 that
Yeah.
is pretty exciting.
Okay.
I'm popping up here.
624. Trail
Yeah,
Pimp
they're
says,
already in
yo,
there. Look
yo.
at this.
Oh, sitting here waiting for my new e-bike to arrive. Fire. What did you get, Trail Pimp? What is it?
What did you get? And is he just sitting there looking out the window? Like, is it coming tonight or?
Dude, that reminds me when Johnny was getting a bike on Instagram, and every the trash truck, the anything that pulls up, you're out there going, "Is that it? Is that my bike? Oh man, it's just the mailman. Is that
Yes.
it? Oh, it's just the guy walking his dog."
Is that Trail Pimp's first e-bike?
Good question. Let us know, Trail Pimp, if that is. And oh yeah, it's gonna be snowing up in his area in Lake Tahoe, California. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
travel bike or if that's one that's gonna handle the elements. If it's not a fair
Hmm.
weather bike, I bet. I bet it's something beefy. Gonna have to say that. Could be Fazari based off of the guest tonight, maybe. He's making that comment. It's
It could
possible.
be.
Yeah, they
He's
make some
also he
pretty
knows a lot about YTs too, so we'll see.
very true. Knowing him, he probably has some connection to Cam and the guys and the president, and he's probably gonna get something in the future that we don't even know yet.
Yeah, it's probably.
We'll have envy on it. Oh man. But thank you all for jumping on. So the whole shot award tonight is gonna go out to, let's see. I know Johnny, you wanted it out of Miami. I see Mountain Bike Q&A is on here. Also, what an episode last night. He had a nice podcast with the Outsider on the show. If you haven't had a chance, check out Mountain Bike Q&A for that. He's saying right here, I'm gonna get the whole shot tonight. So back off, everyone.
That was at 6:16. He's been on there for a while.
616. He's been wanting to. I saw MTB Co-op. What's up? What's up? They've been out there. 534. They put one out there says stoked for this. Yes, welcome aboard
Nice.
MTB Co-op. Also got Trail Pimp came in at 624. We got Mountain Bike Q&A again 626 and the 630. Oh, teed up by our very own Joey Yates saying
I'm
whole
just saying
shot.
who's gonna get it.
Yeah, who's gonna get it? And this is just how it came in. And I think this is back to back. I think the whole shot award is going out to Trail Monster out of Arizona. Here we go, yo. Yes, yes,
Nice.
yes. Bingo. Yes. Well done. Mel by Cuny says, me darn it. What does that mean? Me darn it.
He's so upset he can't even get his words out. Sounds like me.
Exactly. It's so funny. Oh man. So, shout out to MTB Cavs who's in the house. So shout out to Dino from MTB Alliance. My buddy's always building. Yes. There it is.
Looks
Local
like I've
knowledge,
never seen
man.
so many shovels and pails and like yeah, they just leave it all out there.
Yeah, they're working out there, man. They're working, which is so good. And you can tell. I actually DM'd the boys and I said, "Hey, the boys went out there and hit it and said it was amazing." And he shot me back the thank you, bro. So
Nice.
so good.
Nice.
Um, we also got Bentonville's in the house with Scott Ripple says, "Yo, boys, what is up? What is up, Scott?" Shout out to Narkinsaw. Love those guys and that group out there in Bentonville. Man, so fun. Yeah. Also, Trail Pimp with the 4.99 sticker. Thank you so much, Trail Pimp. Great to see you. And man, without further ado, what do you think, Joey? Let's get them all the person that they've been wanting to see and hear from, the man himself, Mr. Jeremy Jones. Let's go introduce Jeremy to the folks here in the chat and everybody out there in iTunes and Spotify. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Jones.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, Mark and Joey.
Yeah,
It's
brother.
great to get to chat with other people that just love. I don't want to call it our hobby. Like mountain biking's not a hobby. It's our lifestyle, right? It's how we get through our days. Like I can't imagine life without a bike. So I'm
Yes.
sure you guys feel the same way. So
Yeah. I feel like my mental attitude would definitely be different, and therefore it would like really diminish my altitude in life because when I get on a bike, my attitude just is like so much better. I get so
right,
optimistic, so positive, sometimes too
so
positive.
true. Right. Those are the days that you stop paying attention when you're on the trail when you're so positive and you end up crashing. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
true.
could do this. Are you sure,
Yeah.
bro? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got this.
Yeah.
Is it
True.
broken? Is it broken?
Yeah. It's broken. Yeah.
Oh.
I slept like 3 hours last night. I made a mistake of going to a late showing of a terrible movie called Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it's just like a killing gore movie. Don't go see it. But like I could
So
not. Like it's just it's like it's about a Black Friday mob where people get killed and someone
ooh.
does revenge the next Thanksgiving, and it's
Oh.
so I I couldn't sleep. I was just thinking about that stupid movie, and finally, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I fall asleep for a few hours, and I did not want to ride today, but like I laid in bed, or sorry, not laid in bed, just sat awake all day wanting to lay in bed, and I was like, I gotta go ride. So it was
Oh my
28 degrees, and I didn't go ride on a fat bike today. I went and rode on my single speed, and it was 28 degrees, and I froze, but I came back feeling so much better than before I left. So it's amazing how we're just such gluttons for punishment and how we need that just to get the endorphins going, right? So
yeah. We're definitely a different breed. Like there's the normal and then there's us on the
yeah,
bike. And it's just like anybody else would have went back to bed, caught up on sleep. But no, 28
right.
degrees, out on a single speed,
Yeah,
pumping out the stoke.
yeah.
That's
Seriously,
freaking cool.
with
That's awesome.
snot icicles just hanging down, right?
For for the folks who don't know, where do you ride? Where are you at?
So I live in northern Utah County of, so it's about a half hour, 45 minutes south of Salt Lake.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that's where I'm at. I've been out here basically since 2013, 2015. Uh, but a year ago, um, I made like a 4 month move to Bentonville, right? And I lived in
Oh,
Bentonville for 4 months, and um, we ended up moving back to Utah. It was just a whole bunch of family stuff, but I love Bentonville. Like in a perfect world, when interest rates on houses aren't so high, I
yes.
would probably have a second home out in Bentonville that maybe I'd do as like a rental and go like, I don't know, 25 times a year. Like that's
Sure.
it's
Heck
such a
yeah.
fun place, but
Buy
yeah,
like a roll of paper towels for the rental. This whole trip was a business trip. Here's
yeah,
some paper towels.
seriously,
All right, back on the trail.
that's a write off.
That's a write-off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
crazy. No, so but yeah, Utah, where I live, um, I'm I'm pretty fortunate. Like I've got one trail system right out my back door, where there's 60 miles of trails,
Good
and
grief.
that's called Eagle Mountain, Utah. I ride there quite a bit because we can get on the trails, about 365 days a year on a regular bike, but
Wow.
this time of year, I spend in what we call American Fork Canyon, and that's about a half hour from my house. And early, like I was saying earlier before the show started, we get 10, 12 feet of snow up there, and you just ride on a bike with 4.5 inch wide tires and do 3 psi and giggle like a little girl the whole time because you're just hanging on for dear life, trying not to crash. And when you do, it's just a blast. So.
Is it like the trail that you're on is packed, but everything around it's like deep powder?
Oh
So
yeah,
if you go
yeah.
off that little packed trail, you're kind of digging yourself out for a ways.
Yeah, yeah. There's always kind of like the standing joke that when you're by your buddy, if he's kind of just standing there and you're not riding, just push him over because he's not going to be able to get out of the snow. Like he just falls out and he's done. So yeah, it's such a unique, surreal type of riding. It's kind of like the phenomenon of water skiing or wakeboarding. It doesn't seem possible, but once you're up on top and you're keeping good momentum, it's just smiles for miles. So
Really? Wow,
yeah.
that's very cool. I'm glad you're talking about snow because we got a donation here from somebody out of Miami who probably only knows snow if they're in the nightclubs, and that's a different type of snow. But mountain bike Q&A, Johnny, you're crazy. Super sticker for the show, $19.99. Now I know he's probably never seen snow in Miami, but I didn't realize that you could ride on it like that. So you're not a fair weather rider. You're core, man. It doesn't matter what's going on. You're able to ride.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of people think that like when you go fat biking that you need to put on, a big old winter jacket and way overdress. And to be honest, like you have to end up stripping all of that off right away. I'm usually just like pants and like a long sleeve shirt with a flannel, and your constant heart rate is probably somewhere around 160 for that whole time that
Whoa.
you're riding. So
Oh, dang.
your body creates enough heat where once you've figured that out, you realize that hey, this is a blast. And there's we have kind of strange breed out here. We do group rides at night, and so
In the
you go
snow.
up in the snow. So you go up there at night in the mountains, and you try to stay with your buddies because you get scared because you think that there's going to be a cougar or something,
Yeah.
or like our biggest thing that we run into up here is moose. You run
Ooh,
into a moose on the trail, they get pretty ticked off, and
they're
you get chased
huge.
by them. So, but yeah,
Good
we
grief.
we just go up there, and some nights like it's cold because you can feel your nose hairs freeze and your unibrow freeze. That's how you gauge how cold it is.
you, you break it off. You're like, I hope that wasn't my
Yeah,
mustache. I hope that
yeah.
wasn't my eyebrow.
Yeah. So Trail Pimp just said, "Do I snowboard at Snowboarder Alta?"
Yeah.
Alta is for skiers, just so you know that. That's their motto over there. Alta, they only let skiing happen there. But
Still, even
I
in
snowboard.
2023.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it's very non-inclusive, right? So
Man, man.
I do snowboard some. And no, I'm not the Jeremy Jones that snowboards. I'm the Jeremy Jones that mountain bikes. So if just set that clarity. And
Yeah,
what's
there's
up,
2 out
Riding
there in
Dirty?
Utah.
See you
Yeah.
just jumped in. But yeah, so where I fat bike, if I were to drive from there to Snowbird, or yeah, Snowbird, like Trail Pimp was saying, it's like a almost an hour drive. But as the crow flies from like where we ride, that's almost on the same mountain range. They're probably like 12 miles apart. So a
Got
lot of
it.
similar snow.
Oh, that's so cool. The snow, I love Utah snow. Last year I took the boys, the kiddos, we went to Snow Basin and we got
Okay.
super lucky. Snow Basin was like sunny, sunny, sunny. And we got to take, when you go there, you take the freeway most of the way and then you get a little bit of the canyon in. And man, we got lucky. It was like not windy. We were riding the gondola up. It was so good. And the locals were like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. And look what you just did. You just said it here on this
I did.
podcast.
Well, that's okay. It's just a couple of us here,
Yeah.
which is good. But
Perfect.
man, yeah, it's amazing up there where you are. There is a you have fellow Fazari riders in some of the snowy areas. Do a lot of the Fazari folks ride in the snow too, or do you know if they? I mean, I guess that everyone does whatever they want, but I would just think if I'm in an area where it snows, I'd be hopping on that fat
You
bike
know,
too.
it's kind of weird. I don't see a bunch of Fazari riders that are out and out in the snow with me. Like I've got a buddy named Taylor Holtby on Instagram. His handle is Rowdy Antics. So he rides a Fazari fat bike with me. And we've had a couple other guys come up. There's another Fazari guy named Jeff Jackson. He's come and tried it, but um, it's weird. I don't know if there's a stigma or something, but it's kind of an old man sport.
Huh.
Like to go fat biking. Like you've got a lot of the guys that just ride the road during the summer and everything, and then they come up, and it's unique because I'll I'll go and I'm an old man myself now. Like I just turned, well, I'm getting ready to turn 41, so I'm an old man. But you go up there and sometimes I'm fat biking with people that are 75 years old, and
Oh, wow.
it's pretty crazy and it's awesome. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mountain Bike Q&A just asked if
It's
I know a lot
cool.
of the Fazari ambassadors. Yeah, I'm not on the same team as the ambassador team. So, but I do know quite a bit of them just because we're in Utah and we're trying to get more Fazari awareness throughout the country, right? And there's ambassadors that I've met that have come from like Atlanta and stuff to do some of our group rides out here. Um, Look at fat bike and a little coat. Thanks, Eric. Yeah,
What's up, right and dirty?
yeah.
Fat bike, a little coat.
No, okay, so if you know me and you follow my channel, um, I've got a clip of that scene with David Spade and Chris Farley. That's fat man or fat guy in a little coat that I've been like
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to use for a reel here in the near future. So
Is
yeah.
it in draft or did you already post it? Oh,
I haven't posted it yet. No, I've just got it saved. So I
got it.
it's kind of like I've got so much stuff that I have saved, and I could honestly probably post like 27 reels a day, but I try to just stick to one to try to beat the whole algorithm
Algorithm.
game, right?
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Post at the same time every
hmm
day consistently. Is that the motto you follow? Which I'm
You know,
terrible at that.
so March of 20, today is 2023 right now, right?
Yes.
So March of, I want to, maybe it was 2021 or 2022. Wait, no, it was 2022. So, because yeah, I'm at about a year and a half of messing with the Instagram game, right? So back in March of 2022, I had 900 followers. And so I had a little bit of a mentor. Shout out to Christian Pepper, if you know who he is.
Oh yeah, Ripper.
So he
Heck
kind of
yeah.
took me under his wing, and we're friends out here in Utah. And he kind of gave me some advice and just talked about like if you want to have success on Instagram, just be consistent and post regularly and try to find your niche and just kind of stick to it, right? And so yeah, fast forward, here we are, a year and a half later, and yeah, I think I'm at like 43,000 now, and
Good
it
grief.
baffles me, like because like I'm 5'6", 170 pounds, bald. I limp when I walk, and I'm not your specimen of athlete. But that's what I love about mountain biking is any of us can do it. It doesn't matter, what you got. If you saw my reel today, it was joking about being short. Like it doesn't
Oh,
matter if you're short or tall or thick or thin, right?
yeah.
It just that's the beauty of mountain biking is you can get out there and do it and just ride. And so the fact that like I've got enough followers that could pretty much fill a football stadium, it's humbling and it shocks me, and I'm
Yeah.
forever grateful, like because it's crazy, and I love just trying to bring a little bit of levity to people's lives. Like we live in a stressful time, right? Like we
Yes,
fought with
totally.
COVID and now we're fighting with like interest rates, and there's always some type of stressful BS going on in our lives that we can't control. But there's something that I can control for my followers, and that's just to try to put a smile on their face every day. So that's my objective, and that's what I try to do with my channel. And so, disclaimer: sometimes I'm going to do stuff that's a little bit edgy, and like I'm not. I'm never trying to offend people. I just try to have fun. Like it's funny. Like I post anti e-bike stuff all the time, but guess who has an
Yeah.
e-bike?
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Right.
Like I've got an e-bike and I shred on it and I have a blast. But like I just know that it like for some reason like if I post something about e-bikes like all of a sudden like there's just the battle of like you suck, no I don't, you suck, and
Yeah.
my views just go up and everything like that. But like it's just it's funny how it works, and so yeah, I love it, and it's been so fun just to be able to interact with people and have fun and make friends. Like I think Mark, we met in person back at Bike Fest. I think just Eric
Bet-
introduced us really quick when we were at
Yeah.
that party.
Yeah. Bentonville.
Um,
Yeah.
and so it's cool that I've been able to just make friendships and just have connections. You know, like to have a company like Fazari that backs me, like it's crazy. Like they're like I never thought in a million years that would happen. Or Jensen, like I remember when I met with Jensen, they're like, "So what do you offer?" And I said, "Well, I'm never going to do a backflip over a canyon gap, but you may see me wear a thong and fall over." Like they're like, "Oh, sign me
Right.
up."
Sign us up. Yeah, when you're plugging in your e-bike and you're like, oh, now let's make sure that it's plugged in, and you bend over, it's like the hot pink G-string underwear.
Oh, so I had that in my head for like a long time. And I told my wife, I was like, babe, I've got an idea for a reel. And she said, that's disgusting. People are going to think you're an idiot. I said, babe, people already think I'm an idiot. So that it's perfect. Right. And so I like obviously had to find some underwear. Right. And um, I luckily like I put it on over my like padded shorts and pulled it up really high and I posted it and she's like, I can't believe you did that. And then we just like watch and I feel like that reel got like 20-25 million views.
Yeah.
Like and
Yeah.
it's funny how that works, right?
It's so
But
funny. You're
yeah.
watching it and you're like, well, what's going on? He plugged in the bike, you hear it go beep, and you're like talking to us, and then you're like, oh, let's make sure that it's plugged in. And then it
Yeah.
hits you, and you're like, it's too late to scroll away. I can't swipe. It's already over.
Yeah. Seriously. But no, she's an awesome sport. Like when I got into biking, I kept on like trying to be like, hey Jess, why don't you come ride with me? And she was like me in the beginning, like a rock in the trail scares you, right? And
Yeah.
like and I remember she'll kill me for saying this, but one time we were riding and she's like, why is there turns? Why can't it just go from point A to point B as fast as possible? I
Oh,
said,
that's
babe, that's
awesome.
not mountain biking. That's just a chore. You're just trying to get from place to place.
She just wants to shred fast.
Yeah. But now, fast forward it 4 years or whatever, she's probably got the nicest bike in the house, right? Like she's loves riding and she prefers to ride by herself and she needs it. It gives her the same mental release that I get. And
Yes.
I asked her the other day we were on a ride and her and I've been married for coming up on 15 years, so 14
Oh
years
man,
right now. And um,
congratulations.
I thank you. And I said to her, I said, hey, Jess, look back 10 years ago. Would you ever be able to say that did you ever think that you were going to be like, yeah, I'm a mountain biker. Like, that's what I do for fun, for health. Like, and she's like, no, never in a million years. I've seen those people, not good. No, I'm just joking. But like she's expressed the same like gratitude that I had towards what mountain biking does. It just it's such a health benefit to your lives. Even though you end up in the clavicle club or broken ribs or whatever here and there,
Oh yeah.
we're at risk any day, anytime we leave the house from anything. You get in the car, you're at risk. You get on a bike, you're at risk. You walk, you're at risk. Like it's whatever. So you
Yeah.
might as well go have something that you can have a lot of fun doing. So
Exactly. Can you imagine breaking your clavicle? Like, dude, what were you doing? You're in the collarbone club now.
yeah,
Okay, well, I was going to buy some hot pink underwear for a skit that I wanted to do, and this
yeah.
lady rear-ended me. Like, it could happen anywhere.
Oh, it
So
could. Well,
it,
so I
it's
broke my collarbone in Bentonville. If you've ever done the trail called Thunderdome, it's where they do the dual slalom, right?
yeah.
And I had my kids with me. They're like 11 and 13 at the time, and went over part of the jump that I had done a billion times, right? And I was coming up on the little jump and wanted to get one more crank of speed, and I went off the jump with the wrong foot forward, right? And
Oh,
just sent me over the bars, and broken collarbone, broken ribs, collapsed lung, and a
oh,
couple days in the ICU. And it's just like
ooh.
I was with my kids. Like I didn't do anything. It just happens, So
Wow.
yeah, crashes
Man.
happen.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. But just get back on the horse and pedal away. So, wait,
Yeah.
can you pedal a horse? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I knew
Yeah,
what you meant.
yeah.
Gotta, yeah, get this, gotta keep going. I saw,
Especially horse.
I saw Colorado Kid had made a comment on there. I think he said the same thing about BKXC. He said, same thing. He said, I asked BKXC the same thing the first time we rode together.
Yeah. Why
Did you
are
ever?
there why are there freaking turns? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Joe and my wife are similar. Yeah, that's exactly
that's
it.
so funny. I was wondering if your wife was a rider because you make a lot of great memes, like regarding the wives that we all can understand. Like my wife and I arguing after I got back from like a 4-hour ride when I said I'd be back in an hour.
Hmm.
Those ones, or there's the one where you're blessing the bed, her side of the bed, hoping that she wakes up in a good mood.
Yeah.
So you can go out with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. If she wasn't a writer, I don't think I would roll the dice and post those. I probably would be single. Yeah, she loves it. Like she thinks it's really funny. I don't know if you saw the one that I was using the toe strap to pull her up the hill. Did you see that one?
No, no, I didn't see
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, there's one that like it kind of says, "Don't you just love couples rides?" And it's showing me, and it says like, what I say? You doing all right back there, babe? And then it kind of shows her head, and she's like, "Yeah, but can't we go any faster?" And then it shows us both, and I said, "I'll try," but it's probably been like a month or two since I posted it. But yeah, she's a big good sport, and she loves it. I remember when I did one of my first posts with her, or about like not with her, but about like, well, my wife never lets me ride or whatever. I got my first like hate message on like
Oh no.
in the DMs, and someone's like, "You're such a pig. You don't deserve to live. I hope you die. You don't deserve your wife."
Oh,
And
gee,
I just kind of laughed and deleted it. Yeah, it's that one.
that
It's
one.
yeah,
That's funny.
but
Or this one here, the baseball one says your wife
yeah,
when you're trying to talk her into one more bike.
yeah.
It's like one
From A
more. No.
outfielder. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So funny.
Oh,
So okay, so that's good. So she gets the humor then. She's a fellow writer. She understands
yeah,
a lot of that same thing. I mean, we
yeah,
I think another fellow Fazari writer of yours, April's Astro, just recently did a Instagram post about like MTB math. And I think one of the
yeah,
things was you say you're gonna go out for a 1 hour ride, ends up being 3 hours later, you come back. So like it's always known those things are part of what we do.
yeah. It's so true. And the more that my spouse gets into biking, the more her understanding is of when it takes me, an hour longer than I say, because she'll be like, "Girl, I'll be back in an hour," and I'm like, "Bulge," you know?
Yeah, I'll see you in 2 or 3.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You always come back with like, the chain, and then maybe it was a flat tire. It's like, no, you were just talking and catching up with people at the top of the
Oh
trail. That's fine.
yeah, yeah. And I
Um,
think the older we get, the wiser we get, and try to not give a definite time on when we're gonna come home. So
yeah, yeah,
get better about that. Yeah.
yes. When I'm not married now, but when I was married, there were times where Joey and I would go out riding. We'd come back, and the first thing he'd say to my ex-wife was like, "Sorry about that. He's late."
Yeah.
We always have
That's
some
funny.
excuse of some kind. But I don't know where the time goes. You're just out there having fun. You
Oh
you
yeah.
you mean to get back at the right time, and then you lock into the trail on a bike, and you're having fun. And next thing you know, you're like, "How? I can't even go to the gym for 3 hours. How did I ride a bike for 3 hours? And I feel like I could do more. You have to
Mhm.
peel me off this mountain."
It's true. Yeah, it's because all of a sudden you found something in your life that is exercise, but it's a blast doing it, and
Yeah,
so like it's hard to turn it off. That's for sure. So
it is. It
yeah.
really is. It's funny too because I never realized, and we were touching upon this earlier. I never realized how much mountain biking can do, like, we're talking about mentally, how it changes your mood. But I mean, as far as like going from not even just that, but like deeper stuff like depression and anxiety and things that could weigh people down heavily from medication even to recover from. And then you give them this bike that they had as a kid, you give it to them as an adult, and it seems to be a solo sport. You start out on your own and you make all these friends, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. Like, this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
And you find yourself healed from all this stuff, anxiety, depression. It helps everything.
Yeah. My 14-year-old talked to me about that today. Hold on, 14 or 13. My oldest talked to me about that today. He's like, "Hey, I was in my CrossFit class today, and my teacher, the lesson that they were teaching us is that um, it's proven that if you don't get your daily exercise, that you start to have depression, like, and you just can't fight it. And that's why I think I look forward to fat biking more than I do mountain biking, because we can take we take biking for granted when the trails are dry, right? We just go do it. But out here in Utah, when you start getting all that snow and you have to sacrifice something that you love so much, like biking, um, you you've got, yeah, see, great. You know, you can see how much snow there is right there. It's just
Yeah, wow.
you go up and you're all of a sudden you're getting your release that you were missing. And so for me, before I found it, I was, you know, you'd work really hard and stop riding in like November, and then okay, the trails are dry enough in April for you to go ride, and it's like learning how to ride a bike all over again, right? When you're
Mm,
in an area like this out here
yeah,
where you take 5 months off and um, you know, probably gain 20 pounds or whatever, and you're suffering. So yeah, it's
yeah.
a it's a great way to get rid of that depression. So
It's
let's see. Trail
cool.
Pimp did ask what ski resorts I like to ride in the summer. I like to do like Deer Valley a lot, and then I also here mountain bike Q&A. Thank you for flattering me. You see, I'm bald. See that shiny? I don't look like I'm in my 20s now. Um, uh, so, but Park City, Deer Valley, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say much, but I've got some buddies that are kind of doing a company that you guys will have to be out on the watch for. I'll be posting some stuff about it, but it'll be called Loam Pass, and
Ooh.
we're going to be or they're going to be doing you know, it's like an annual pass that you buy that gets you into, there's like 40 different resorts. It'll get you into like 2 days at each resort, and then there's
Whoa.
shuttle companies too that'll
Whoa.
pay for shuttling. So yeah, so
Wow.
there's stuff like that. Like one big shuttle trail out here is called Wasatch Crest, and I think it's like 13 or 20 mile trail, and you get shuttled up to the top, and you do that much, pretty much that much downhill, 13 to 20 miles. And so it's you know, that's like one of the companies that's going to be on this loan pass. It's going to be um, sorry, I was just reading Eric's comment saying, "Don't call this exercise." Okay, my bad, bro.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
dirty.
yeah. If you find out you're exercising, you're out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says,
Yeah,
"Don't call it exercise, I'll quit."
yeah. So,
So, that'll be awesome. Loam Pass is what it'll
yeah,
be called.
yeah.
Uh,
I'll be posting some stuff about it when they get closer to their launch. But like, I know that there's going to be some stuff in out by Bentonville that's going to be participating, like out at Lake Leatherwood. I don't know if you got a chance to
oh,
ride
yeah.
out there. And then Howler up in Missouri, which isn't very far. So there'll be a lot more to come. But you can, if you guys want to jump in and check it out, just don't buy your ticket until I post. That way I can get my little kickback for Jeremy pitching it, right? But
Yeah. Heck yeah, gotta get those, gotta get those. And
yeah,
shout out to the boys at Camp Leatherwood. I think they were running the shuttle there with the segment podcast blaring down the for all the riders going up, which was pretty
yeah.
sick.
Oh,
It was pretty sick.
yeah.
That's gonna be a good idea, Jeremy. That loan pass. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah, they've got some really good, like there's places all throughout the country, like even in California, that are already signed up to participate. So
Wow.
um, yeah, you'll see, like if you check them out on Facebook, Lone Path, not Facebook. What is that? Facebook. That's for old people. Instagram. Yeah, check them out on Instagram, and they've been announcing companies that have already signed on with them. So it'll it'll be good. So
Nice. That'll be really good. That sounds like something that you wanna be a part of and then check the list as you're going. Like you wanna hit them all, you know?
yeah,
Just like
yeah, like it gives you like it gives you kind of like if you wanted to do like a guy's trip and do like a 2 week trip or whatever and road trip it out. Like I have a buddy up in like Bentonville that he just did like it was like 3 or 4 weeks where he drove and came through here and he went up to like Washington and stuff. It'd be cool to have something like that where you know that I can hit up these couple of places in Utah, these couple of places in Colorado, these couple of places in Nevada, you know. So it does give you um, a mapped out itinerary, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Dang. Like that. Anything. We just need an excuse to go do it. And you use the word shuttle in different locations in Loam. Like, I think
yeah,
that's the criteria for our internal like clock to be like,
yeah.
yep, that's what I need. I don't
You
know
just
what else I
described the
need.
perfect woman, right? Shuttle,
Exactly. Loam,
Loamy, driver,
shuttle,
trucker.
bike. I'm in. What else do I need? Oh man, that's gonna be great. And are you gonna be a part of this, or are you just helping them kind of lift it off the ground with your platform?
Just they kind of reached out, asked if I would help be an ambassador for them, right? Uh, the guys that own it are just buddies of mine. So yeah, you can see some of the places
Whoa,
already. Like there's a
Canuga.
lot of really good places. So like right there, I don't know if you see Richfield. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a new trail system out in Utah where I think their total downhill trail, if you do the whole thing, is 21 miles. So
good grief, 21
yeah,
miles of DH.
yeah.
Oh,
I did it once last year and cracked a rib. Like I just
oh.
I'm just really good at that. Like, but yeah,
Dude.
so they're just getting more and more people to sign on, and um, yeah, my buddy Rob Brown is the one that's really leading it and running it and creating it. So he's a big Fazari guy, also Mobbin Rob. His riding channel is called Bike Sushi.
Okay.
So
I think I've seen that bike sushi. Yeah.
he rides a lot in like the huge races, right? So
Yeah.
the enduro
DH.
stuff. I try to
Wow.
ride with him, um, and I can hold my own on climbing with him. But as soon as we started downhill, I was like, "See you, man. If I try to keep up, I'm gonna die." Like
Yeah.
it's all there is to it.
That's what happens when I ride with Joey here. He goes, "Don't touch your brakes. You don't need those coward levers." And I'm like, I need them.
Joey,
It
wrong. We need brakes.
yes, yes.
It
So
depends
much
where you
so.
are. If you're somewhere new, yes. If you're somewhere you've been a million times, no.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a million times I bet all the bad habits in a big groove. Like this is where I break into the corner and through the corner. Yes, I created that brake bump. I'll go back and smooth it out. I'm sorry.
MTB Trail Alliance. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Right. So,
exactly.
Trail Pimp just asked if I ride a Tim Peak or a LaSalle. Yes, I ride both. So,
Ooh, ooh,
yeah, I don't ride an e-bike a whole bunch. I probably, when the weather's right, it's like every couple of weeks. But those are the days that I'm going to go get about 4,000 feet of climbing and 4,000 feet of descending when I
good
do the
grief.
Tip Peak rides. So I get every ounce of juice out of that bike that I can, and it's a blast. And like I said, I'm fortunate enough to be where there's some trails like that you can go to, like up at where Tip Peak is. That's where I go ride. And then the LaSalle, I ride that a lot. That's kind of that's the big bike, but it pedals so well. So that's a daily rider. So
That one. Is that their enduro bike, Jeremy? The
yep,
LaSalle?
yeah, 170 bike. You can have it tuned down to 160 if you want. And then the Timp Peak is basically the LaSalle but with a battery.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
so it's very similar geometry and everything. You put all the same suspension on it. You just get that assist because there's I can't go like I can go do a 4,000 foot descent on my LaSalle, but I hate climbing up to do that 4,000 foot, right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah, so
4,000, good grief. Now what's is it the Delano?
Delano, yep. So
Yeah,
love that bike also. That's 150 up front, 135 in the back, kind of your all around bike,
yeah,
all mountain. That's the bike my wife rides as well, and so those are great. Lately, I've been riding a Signal Peak as well, and that's like, don't make fun of me, Mark. That's an
yeah.
XC bike, right?
Okay. No,
So,
that's cool.
yeah, that's I enjoy that too. It's only got 100 millimeter of travel in the back, right? But when I'm trying to go do rides where I just want to log miles, like I'll do that, and then you may have heard me say, well, I said earlier, I went out and rode my single speed. That I ride a single speed hardtail a lot, and people think I'm an idiot for that. But gosh, if you get your gearing right, those single speeds, it's very therapeutic because you can't cop out and shift to granny when you're coming up on a hill. You just
Yeah.
have to go and do a standing climb and sweat it out, and it's a
Wow.
lot of fun. Uh,
It
yeah.
probably that's probably like the sports car of your fleet, you know? Super responsive, all torque. You can't really there's nothing to really save you from it. You gotta just it's all you. You gotta just
It's
go.
all you. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of fun. That bike. That's I think it weighs 20 pounds, 21.
Good grief.
So
Goodness.
I'm able to on that hardtail. I'm able to go do it. So Fazari has two hardtails. You can do their carbon one that is called their Solitude, or the
Okay.
aluminum one, which is the Wasatch. There's a little bit difference in price, but like I took mine and just put all of the lightest components on it that I could and everything. And so
Dang.
I've got bird wheels on that. Like, have you seen those with the
Yeah, the string
string?
spokes. Yeah. Those are
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, those are a lot of fun. Um, I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna do a YouTube video here in probably a couple of weeks of building a set of those. Um, just to kind of do a little bit of a review on building the bird wheels, and that's something I'm trying to look at in my future, is to do a little bit more like review type of stuff, and build videos and stuff over on the YouTube platform, because you can't do stuff like that on Instagram. There's no room for long form really on Instagram. So um,
Yeah. They
but
used to
yeah,
have IGTV, but they went away with that now, and
yeah, I remember
it's
that.
all
Yeah.
yeah, it's all
Yep.
like content stuff.
Yep, I'll give you 7 seconds. That's about all you get.
Yeah, right? And then it's like, how do people have time to even click off of a 7-second short, you know? But they
Yeah,
do. You're like, how?
yeah.
It's crazy. Hey,
In response to what Trail Pimp just said about like
yeah,
Fazari and their design and geometry, you know, they're not a very old company. I think it was like 1995 when they started, and they tried to do a U.S. based bike company, and they had their growing pains, right? And people are like, oh, it's a Walmart bike or whatever, and they have come so far ahead. I went in and met with them. A little over a year ago, so August of last year, and that's when I had signed on with them. And they kind of just did a walkthrough. They took me through the whole factory and everything, and they took me over to like their design center and everything, and they showed me where they 3D print complete bikes, like and all the
whoa.
parts, so that they can really do testing to see like how something's gonna function. And I was in awe, like just how technologically savvy they were, because I just thought it's a bicycle, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
so yeah, so like they are doing a lot, and they do so much testing with riders, right? Like that they get really good feedback from riders to see what they need to make changes on, and they've been able to put together a great lineup of bikes, in my opinion. And what I really like about them is you can go with a cheaper build, put basic components on it, or you can go with an expensive build and put the top components on it. And I feel like their price point is still really competitive at their top, top price point, and it's probably because they're a direct to consumer company, right? They just ship directly to you instead of have shops sell it. And I've been beyond impressed, and like, of up late, they've let me ride a lot of bikes and really get a feel for them, and I've had a blast, and I enjoy what they're doing. That's for sure. So,
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. It's funny for me, I feel like in Southern California, Joey, I don't know if you noticed this too, but I think this last year, Fazari really came on the scene pretty hard. And it was cool to see. Like it's a new bike. To me, it was a new bike being out there. I mean, fellow content creators in and around the area were getting a chance to demo them and make videos on them. We had like Tommy from the Reckless Riders was on it. I think he still stayed with them. Arturo
Mhm.
Burns was on it. Yeah, they kind of went through the area and got a lot of people to test it out just to help get the name out there. I thought that was a great idea that they do that.
Robert
And
really enjoys his biker one.
oh yeah, biker, he just put out a video on his Fazari, and he is a Santa Cruz guy. So that one like really blew me away. I I never thought that was gonna happen. I was like, well, Fazari has to be really good if they can get biker to go away from Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Mark,
they're doing what they can, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys, I saw some comments there. Hey, there's my fat bike right there. Yeah, that's the one.
yeah, Mark, do you think we could ride these on the beach?
You could.
I
You
think
could.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially low
Better,
tide. Heck yeah.
right?
that'd be
Yeah,
pretty fun.
that'd be a good dual bike. We could just cruise down to San Diego, just take the coast the whole way.
I know. On
But
low tide, on like the king moons or the king
Yeah.
tides.
Yeah,
even
I
better
think we
would
should
be
try
to
it.
take them to sand dunes, though.
Oh,
And
sand
sand
dune it.
yeah, you could do that
Let's
with them
go.
too. Yeah.
Joey's already in.
Yeah, let's go. We gotta Glamis on that. That'd be fun.
Joey, we still have to attend the YT party, Christmas party. Let's
I
wait
know
till
they
after the
don't
Christmas party.
make a fat bike, so we're not hurting. We're okay. I found the one bike we could get.
There you go.
Oh man,
I'm
that's
gonna
so
throw this
funny.
out there. I know Eric just said it. I'm gonna be at
Hmm.
Bike Fest also next year. It's like May 23rd through 28th or something like that.
This is so
More
fun.
than I'm more than happy to put together a group ride, and you guys all can jump on a Fazari and try one out, because I know that we'll have Fazari over there, and I'm sure they would let me set aside like a 2 hour one evening or one afternoon, and just we can use up the fleet. And so I'll do some posts about that. And then also, if people are wanting to get up here and ride, I know I saw Eric say Utah trip and mountain bike Q&A said I'm in. More than happy to arrange for you guys to have some bikes to ride when you're up here.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Tim Peak would be cool, especially
Oh,
in Bentonville. I couldn't fly the decoy out because of the battery,
oh yeah.
and YT Mill wasn't open yet. So I brought the capper out there, and I was putting in, I think, Eric, were we like 20 miles a day, something like that? And I didn't want to take any of the YT decoys because I knew they were trying to demo them out for people who don't have bikes. And then I look over and I see Eric and Brett Hall on decoys, just cruising back up the mountain, back up Kohler, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm like, oh man, you guys suck. And we were
Oh,
riding with Nate and Bobo, when they were all on ease, and they were just getting laps
you're
and
just
laps.
dying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think at one point they stopped and they go, "Where's Mark?" And I'm just like by the creek, just throwing up.
That's
Like, I
awesome.
can't keep up with you guys.
Yeah, no, next time if you do, if we can get you guys on some tent peaks or whatever, there's a trail over there called Here's Johnny. I don't know if you saw it. I saw someone else say
No.
Here's Johnny. It's right by Thunderdome, and it's like the most rocky trail. Last when I was at Bike Fest the other year, this past year, I took an e-bike on Here's Johnny, and it was so freaking fun. So
Oh man.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the e-bike scene over there in Bentonville. Like when I lived there, I would show up for like the group rides at Kohler and all that, and half the people were on e-bikes. It's just you're doing group rides with people on e-bikes and regular bikes, and it was just like, hey, everybody's got a bike and we're just out here riding. So I
Yeah.
liked that versus if you look at my Instagram and I post an e-bike, people tell me that I don't deserve to live.
I know, it's so crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no e-bike hate in Bentonville from what I saw when I was there. Even though I was on my capper, I just saw tons of e-bikes, and all skill levels and all
Mhm.
ages and all just
Yeah.
everybody just having fun. If you're on a bike, that was all it was. It was like it's a bike,
And
whether it was
that
E or
same
not. People are
that same hater has no problem sitting on a chairlift.
Oh, that's
that's
dude,
true.
I've seen so many people like rebuttal like to that one hater and say, "Oh, you're mad that I'm riding an e-bike, but you're on the chairlift pointing at me." But my favorite thing is people will comment and say, "I hope your house burns down because you have that battery plugged in."
Oh, geez.
Oh man, that's so
And then
heavy.
and then someone will say, "Do you have a cell phone? Do you plug that one in?" Right? It's,
It never ends. There's always a
yeah,
rebuttal.
yeah, yeah. I get a kick out of it. So
Oh man, it's so hard not to read the hate when you're trying to put fun stuff out there, and then you get hate and you're kind of like, just why? Why?
yeah. Did you?
Ride your bike and
So
have fun.
Yeah.
I did this post. I don't know, like a month ago, and I saw a tarantula on the trail.
Oh yeah, for food, you're like great trail snack.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just recorded the tarantula, and then I pieced in another video from like off of YouTube or whatever,
Yeah, some
just
weird cooking show.
joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this even in like the body of the reel, like I said, this is a joke. I didn't harm the spider. Like this is just a joke, right? And like
Yeah.
that that reel blew up, and I still get people commenting every day telling me that there's a warm place in hell for me.
Oh jeez.
Like
Good
just
grief.
like every day someone's telling me I need to go, rot in hell. Like it's obvious that's not even the same spider. Like I just
Right. Yeah, you just so happen to have like a delicacy restaurant right there.
yeah.
Cooking it up. Yeah, it
But
even
like
says
how
right
many
there.
comments are on that reel? Like I don't know. There's I don't know, 116,000 likes, but I bet you there's like 5,000 people that tell me that I don't deserve to be alive. You
Right.
know?
And it says it right there. It says, would you eat one crazy to see a tarantula in Utah this late in the season? No, I didn't eat it. And yes, I let it be. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you said it right there.
Yep. So,
Oh man.
yeah. And
Johnny.
but if I had just posted a video saying, "Oh, cool to see a spider on the trail today,"
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, you get 17 likes and 3 smiley faces." Like that's about,
Yes. Yeah. It would be like, doesn't bother anybody, so
Yeah.
we're all gonna click off of it.
Yeah, I did a different one like in the summer where I saw like a random chicken on the trail and I recorded it and then panned to the Fast and the Furious, like scene where they're barbecuing chicken. Like, like I
Did
don't
that
know.
one get the reaction too, or no?
People thought it was okay to eat chicken, but there was a lot of people that are anti-meat eaters that said, that I'm still terrible, but not like the spiders. So I
Man.
don't know. I had someone comment a few months back, and it was probably one of my favorite comments. He said, "I need to start watching TV and movies with the same childish humor that you have." And I was like, "Hey, is that a compliment?" Because yeah, because
I think
like
so.
you see a movie clip or whatever, and you're like, "That's gonna make a good reel." So
Oh man.
yeah,
You know what
so
would be a good one? Do you guys remember the movie Surf's Up with the penguin and Chicken
uh,
Joe? I
no,
think yeah, I think that one's gonna be one that we can dice up and make some good memes off of.
yeah,
Pingu Island, when Chicken Joe's he's in the tub getting cooked up by the locals there, and he thinks that they're just giving him a bath. He's like, the
yeah.
hospitality here. So,
You guys are great.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
then the guy, we could do that with our bikes, what was that? What was the main penguin that was like, these are my girls. This is Layla.
oh,
Does he talk about the
yeah.
trophies?
Yeah, I've seen some people have done that reel. Yeah, it's about family. Like, um,
Yeah, there's the chicken right there.
yeah, right there on the trail where there's never chickens. So,
So
yeah.
your channel like blew up in a short period of time, and you were just kind of doing your thing. Did it blow up after you started getting the mentorship, or was it already kind of on the move and it just continued on?
It was already on the move. Like I didn't have any mentorship at all. But when it started growing, and then it really took off. So um, that's incorrect a little bit. I was riding with Zoic clothing for a little bit, and that's where I was getting some of that coaching from Christian
Christian.
Pepper. But like, I you're not going to get a bike sponsor, with 900 followers, sadly. And so it took a little bit of time, and I had to figure out like what time of day am I going to post, and I'm going to post every day. Like that was really what it came down to. And
Wow.
you know, it's pretty easy to be consistent now. Like I've been trying to post on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I'll post the exact same content, and it's not going anywhere. It will at some point maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the
So
Instagram algorithm has you now you're on the inside of that now, not trying to get in like you
yeah,
are on the other ones.
yeah, yeah. I've got a reel that I'll post in a few days about the algorithm. So I'm not gonna say what it is because I know Eric will go and make it really quick and post it. Just joking, Eric.
We
Yeah, reading
tr-
mine right now, so it's too late.
I know Eric's already reading your mind.
Yeah.
Mountain Bike Q&A out of Florida. Johnny's saying, "You figured it out. Good for you." Yes. Any what kind of tips would you have? I feel like there's a lot of let's talk to the kids out there that are listening to the show that are like, "Man, I would love a sponsor, whether it's Jensen USA, Fazari, a glove company." What would you say with your experience would be the most helpful information to give them?
So if you want to like ride for companies, you need to start giving them shout outs. Don't just shoot an email to them saying, "Hey, I'd love to ride for your company." Just start be 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 a consumer of it already, right? And so like if you're talking about gloves, right? Like so if you're wearing this company's gloves, just start tagging them and stuff and start giving them shout outs. And I've had it happen. One of my favorite partners is FSA, Full Speed Ahead, and they've been a great company to me. And how it started is I was just tagging them and stuff, and getting them views and free advertisement, and then we started messaging back and forth, and they're like, "Hey, we appreciate it. We would love to see a little bit more of our products on your bikes, and if you'd be interested, can we send you some stuff?" And so they sent me stuff, and I
Wow.
didn't have to like go begging, right? So
Yeah.
so for those people like the kids, that are trying, just start giving them shout outs. You can always take advantage of Hook It. I don't know if any of you've heard of Hook It,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's hookit.it,
Mhm.
where you can go get some sponsorships from some of the industry companies like Liat and stuff like that. You can jump on
Yep.
there and start getting a little bit of
ODI.
partnerships. But you got to start somewhere, and that's actually what I did first was Hook It, and I was able to say, oh, I'm partnering with GoPro, and then that may help get me a little bit of traction. But um, really, yeah. See, mountain bike Q&A. Mark sent me to Hook It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
um,
It's a good place to get started, get a discount, and then start to build that relationship like you're saying, start tagging them.
yeah, it is, and um, it's kind of treat it as an investment also, right? If you're wanting to
Mm.
grow. I can say that like when I wanted to grow and get really big into Instagram, um, I bought a nice bike and built up a really nice bike, and started doing some content with it. And I knew it was nice because I started having like some of the big big Instagram companies start posting my bike and saying, "We're giving away this bike." Like I don't know if you've ever had
Like
that
your
happen, but
build. Yeah.
yeah, someone like there was multiple companies that were all of a sudden saying giveaway, and then like you need to like us and follow. And I messaged them, I was like, "What the freak are you doing?" And they're like,
Yeah.
and I would get like the same message from all of them, like, and it was like saying, "Oh, we're sorry. we thought we had your permission to give away your bike. I'm like, what the F? You didn't have my permission to give away my bike. And they're like, well, what can we do to make this right? And I said, well, you need to change your wording to say win a bike just like jjones.mtv, you know? So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So,
You wake
but
up, where's my bike?
yeah, seriously. But yeah, so like, um, and then just make sure that you're doing it because you love it, right?
Yeah, that's a
So,
huge one.
um, if you're wanting to grow on Instagram, share your passion. Don't try to create a niche that you don't really can't show genuineness in, right?
That's
So
huge. Yeah.
like for me, at first I was like, oh, do I have to show myself doing jumps? Like I can jump a bike as long as it starts with a T and not a G, right? You know, like a table instead of a cat, right?
Instead of a
Um,
gap.
but I tried to post some stuff like that, and it was like, it flopped. It flopped, you know. And then I started to realize that, you know, I'm immature. I'm an idiot. My wife reminds me every day. So why not start posting those things, right? And so that's for me. I found what I actually had a passion for, and it's genuine. So
Mm,
yeah, and then don't don't just gauge your life on how well your reels do, right? If you're trying to live your life vicariously through Instagram reels, it's going to be depressing, right? You're
yeah.
starting to take away the passion of biking. And so shape the bike or shape Instagram or whatever it is just into what your daily life is on a bike, right?
I love
So
that.
make it real, make it genuine, and just let people enjoy your journal, right? That's how I treat Instagram. It's just a journal of my life. Like it really is. Um, so yeah, hopefully that's not too long-winded, but
No, I think that's awesome. I think that the future coming up needs to hear that. And then just to put the icing on the cake, who are the supporters that you've been able to get through this journey?
yeah, so Fazari is a huge one. Jensen, Cognitive MTB is a great company that I've been working with, and I'm gonna throw this out there. Like they're gonna be making some jerseys like that are jjones.mtb edition,
Oh,
and
sick.
I think the theme that I'm gonna go with is the collision crew because I crash a lot. So so be on the watch out for that. It'll have a little bit of humor in it, and so them full speed ahead. Gosh, I would have to look. There's quite a bit, and so it's been really great to work with all of them, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more thankful. And it's just funny that an old man that gets the support. So
That's so
right,
cool. That's really cool. I love the fact that, I mean, you told us how to do it, and then we got to see the companies there, which is super cool. Octodad out of New Zealand has been on with us. He's on a different time zone. He says, "Peace, YTMTB family. It's cow
I'm
milking time." Yeah, he's out there
moving
on the
for the
farm.
udders. Yeah. So,
Marty, good to thank you for jumping on. Um, Jeremy, as far as anything coming up new for your channel or supporters of your channel that are dropping anything new, is there anything kind of current affair that you want to shout out or highlight?
um, no, just I mean, I try to make it where my channel's not an advertisement, right? And so I try to make it where like, and every once in a while I'll collaborate with my sponsors, and that's hard because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm just trying to sell you on things. But like if you're one of my followers and you're ever shopping for something, would love it if you looked at the link in my bio link tree because that's kind of how they gauge my value to them is if anybody's ever going on and buying things, right? And so, I mean, I know everybody just had their Black Friday sales and everything, but yeah, just if you're ever needing something, jump on because I have a ton of discounts on there that range from like 10 to 30% off on stuff, and so love to see you use those. And then Trail Pimp just said like Jensen has like free 1 day shipping and no tax like to Nevada.
Wow.
It's that's awesome. Like I get all my stuff in 1 or 2 days when I order from Jensen. You're in California, so you're gonna get your stuff same day pretty much. But
Yeah, they're right here. Yeah.
yeah. So and then uh, Fazari's going to have a whole bunch of new colors on their colorways on their bikes coming up for the Temp Peak, the LaSalle, the Delano, and I'll be posting some about some of those things here in the near future. So that's they do try really hard to stay current and just get you the best they can, and so and get you to buy a new one every year, right? So
Yeah, changing it up, making it attractive. Heck
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, if we can, we will.
yeah,
It's all we need is just that little, like, nudge, like, "New color? I'm in."
yes. It's amazing how that works actually sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So, your if you had to pick, it's summertime, which bike are you going to in the garage before you head out to the trails? What's your main go-to? Is it the LaSalle?
Yeah, yeah, I do a lot on the LaSalle. Like that's what I took to Bentonville, and we were riding 20, 30 miles a day on the LaSalles, and everybody out there was on their, their 135, 150 bike, right? And so um, I like having a big bike that can cover my butt, right?
Yeah. Drop the
Raise your
hammer
hand
to
if your
flat.
fork saved your life.
Yeah. Boing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I run 170 because of lack of ability. Like, so, yeah, I really like the LaSalle a lot. I have a
There it
Delano
is.
too, but being real with you, my LaSalle pedals better than the Delano. Like, it's for some reason, it's just with the Geo. And so, if I can have 170 to cover me, then instead of 135, 150, like I say go for it. And hey,
Yeah.
mountain bike Q&A. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate it. That's great. I love being called a kid. Anyway,
It does feel good, right?
yeah. I mean, I act 12, so like we're good.
Just ask Jess, she'll tell us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so fun. Trail Pimp
Yeah.
says LaSalle is a pretty bike. Enduro bikes always pedal
Yeah.
better. You know, for our platform over here at YT, I write for Joey and I write for YT, and the cool thing about that is that same thing. The Jeff C was always the trail bike, the best friend,
Hmm.
and the Capper was always the one that had a harder time climbing, but would just save your butt going downhill and super fun to shred downhill. And the new Geo is very similar. I don't know what it is when you're cranking out the power. Maybe the shorter chain stay in the back stiffens up the bike. I have
Yeah.
no clue, but thank God it does, because I'm
Right.
taking that one to Sedona. I took that one to Bentonville. It's like,
There you go. Yeah,
yeah,
I went out to Leatherwood when I was in Bentonville for Bike Fest, and I hit that drop. I think it's on DH1, and it's
okay.
like the biggest drop in Northwest Arkansas, right? And it's bigger than like Drop the Hammer. And I uh, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was riding with some buddies, and one guy I was riding with was Evan from MTV Saga on YouTube,
Oh yeah,
and
Evan.
I was
Yeah.
I was following him. I'd never seen that drop yet, and he pulls up. He's like, "Hey, this is I think it's called the DH7 drop. If you look, there's a couple of posts about like me doing it on my or doing that drop." But he pulls up, and we look at it. He's like, "This is the DH7 drop. I'm not going to do it." And I said, "Yeah, me either." And then I was like, "Wait, I'm here. I'm gonna do it." He said, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, don't do it." I said, "I'm doing it." And I hit it, and I shouldn't have hit it. Like I didn't get towed in, and I bumped into Ryan Rodriguez later that day, and he said he hit it too. And he's like, "Yeah, man, that one you got to pedal." And I didn't pedal enough, and I came up a little bit short,
Oh
and
no.
it was only like 6 inches short, but my 170 bike saved my life there. Like, cause like I was able to recover and still come up a little bit short. But if I would have hit that on
Ooh.
like a trail bike, dude, I would have freaking snapped the chainstay, probably like snapped the fork and just broke myself. Cause
Whoa.
it's a pretty gnarly drop. Like if you look at um, the reel that I have recently that shows like from in the ambulance. Like
Yeah,
that I didn't really go to the ambulance, go to the
because
hospital. Like,
that's
yeah,
how
but
it ended.
Yeah, but that was the DH7 drop. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure my last words will be, but no, that
That
was
didn't
from
work.
yeah, that was from when I um that was from when I rode yeah, but I'll try to post some pictures, but like I cased it there, so
Good
like
Lord.
yeah,
That
but
thing is that thing was big. It'd be
I,
like sending Drop the Hammer down to the flat probably.
yeah, it's a little bit bigger than Drop the Hammer. Drop the Hammer
Phew.
is like the coolest freaking drop ever. Like
Yes.
you literally just ride your bike. You don't
Yes.
pull up. You don't need to get all steezy. You just go for a
Yeah.
ride, and
Yes.
like I barely even pedal off of that thing. Like it's a pretty cool one. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
that was this guy, I was looking at it, and this guy with these, like, cool glasses came up, he's like, "Hey, man, you thinking about doing this? Drop the Hammer?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm really looking at it." And he goes, "Man, you just need 3 cranks. Just start right here by the stairs, just 3 cranks, and you don't even do anything." It was computer animated design to drop at this however your front tire drops is the angle that we created the landing, so you'll be fine. And
yeah,
I was like, "This dude's on drugs. Who is this guy? Like, why is he trying to kill me?" So I didn't do it. And then later I ended up doing it with Eric. And that
hmm
same guy comes back around and he's like, "Yeah, Mark, you hit it." And I'm like, "There's that guy again." Fast forward like 20 minutes later, we're at the YT booth and Bobo is telling me he's partying with one of the Waltons. He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah." And this one Walton guy's like, "Dude, I'm going to go to the moon. I'm going to do all this stuff." And Bobo was like, "This guy's full of crap." And it turns out that he was a Walton. I think it was Tom Walton. And he goes, "Oh man, he's telling the truth." And then the guy
Yeah,
walks up, he goes, "There he is." And
that's
it was the same dude that was teaching me how to drop the hammer. I'm like, "Whoa,
you
one of
know
the Waltons was."
the Waltons like I've like heard rumors about how they do Bentonville, and where funding comes from, and like all they're trying to do is just create culture in that city. They're
Yeah,
just trying to create a good, positive culture, and yeah, the Waltons are funding it that way, and that infrastructure is so amazing. Just to see that a group could care so much for what happens in a city, and you can tell that it has stimulated that economy so much, and it has brought an appetite of people. And I hope that more people start to do that, like more cities. Like you see it
yeah,
starting to happen in more and more places, but like once again, I would rather have a set of handlebars in my hand instead of an Xbox remote, right?
yes, totally.
And so, if we can portray that to our future, like to future generation, like just a bicycle, like it's so much more important than a freaking Xbox or whatever. Like it's so huge, and like to see cities that will invest in that and what it does for the youth, like it's amazing, and that's what I loved about seeing in Bentonville. Like on Thursday nights, they do Thunderdome Throwdown, and
Thunderdome,
anybody
yes.
goes and does dual slalom races, and you just sign up, and like there's kids from 5 years old to people as old as myself, like well much older, but like it's really cool the way they do that stuff, and
Yeah, and they bring the party out there. Like, when
right,
we pulled up on Thursday night, Brett and I, we got out there, and it was like there was a DJ, there were 2 drone pilots taking turns swapping out batteries, and they were diving in behind all these riders going down the trail. Giant flat screen TV of the drone footage following these riders at Thunderdome out in the
yeah,
middle of the forest. I'm like, "How? How? How do they do all this?" It was amazing.
yeah. When you pulled up to that parking lot, you're like, there's not going to be trails here,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It was like this big flat parking area. I'm like, and then you go around the corner, bam, hit with the music and the party, and people are like barbecuing and having a good time, and big screen TVs that are footage of the riders. Like, this is crazy.
yeah.
It was such a party. It was so fun. Every Thursday for what, like 3 months or something?
It seems like it's eternal, right? And what's crazy is look at what they're doing for the adaptive community out there too. Like
Yes.
I find a place for that in my heart. Like when I was a kid, like I had like 9 surgeries on one leg and a couple on the other, and pretty much lived at a hospital called Shriners Hospital when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And like biking is the only thing that I can really do that's sustained, that's not going to destroy my body. minus the crashing. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But
Knock on wood.
look at what like. Do you know who Jeremy McGee is?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have him on the podcast
yeah,
soon. He's doing so many great things.
yeah. Love what he's doing, and the Trailblazers, trail builders out there like Uriah and them. Randy Garbage is who he is on Instagram. Like they're doing all they can for adaptive, and it's just so cool. And I got to ride with Jeremy like one of my first days in Bentonville. Like I went out to this place called Air Raid over there, Huntley Air Range or something like that. Look it up. It's called Air Raid, and there he was. And I'd never met Jeremy before, and he was way cool to me. And he's like, "Yo, you want to go get some laps?" And like nothing like made me happier than to go for a freaking ride with someone that can't use his legs anymore, and he's shredding and hitting jumps, and I'm just right there with him, and that's amazing that
Yeah.
my mountain biking and biking has progressed to that where you can see people out there. Now, people, my followers may not like him because he has an e-bike. I'm just joking. You can tell Jeremy I said that. Jeremy and I.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome, like the progression of what we have, and just to see more people out, and I love it. I saw a guy the other day riding an e-bike with an oxygen tank on, like, in his nose and on his back, and he was just pedaling his e-bike on oxygen. And I was
Having
like,
a blast.
"That's awesome! That's awesome!"
Yes.
So,
Yeah, he wouldn't have been out there, what, 5 years ago? There's the e-bike thing isn't that old, so yeah, this is all new. They get to
yeah,
come out and play again, which is pretty dope.
yeah, seriously.
So good.
Well, I'm sorry it went so long. I feel bad.
Oh no, Jeremy,
Yeah.
it's been great. It's been great having you, man. I'm really appreciative of you jumping on the podcast tonight with us. You're doing some great things, some funny things. Keep up the humor because we need it, and it is hilarious. I'll be looking forward to seeing more of your reels. Are you able to give a snippet about some of the ideas that you may be posting here in the near future for the folks that are on?
I don't know, man. It's hard because my direction is simply smiles, right? And so like I do have a whole bunch built up, and you'll see you'll see a lot of snow stuff over the next few months. I hope you don't mind that, because that's what I have to ride. You probably will see some more fart and poop stuff coming up. I have
Always the best.
one of my best reels was last winter. It was about fart facts, and I like someone had sent me someone had sent me a reel with the audio about fart facts, and I just used it, and it got like 20 million views, and then the guy that made the audio got mad, and Instagram like said I was copyright infringing and like deleted the reel. But like
Oh.
I was like, I never said this was my audio, and you're the ones that like puts it up as trending. So
Yeah, they let me save it and use it.
yeah, seriously. Yeah,
Oh
but yeah,
man.
you'll see some fart stuff. Just my wife doesn't like those, but I do. I'm working on a pretty good poop reel right now.
Gotta get what's it called? PRD in, right? Before you go.
Yeah, pre-ride dump. Yeah, we used when I played high school sports, and we called them PGPs, pre-game poos. Yeah.
The more nervous you are. Yeah, I think one time Joey and I were gonna ride somewhere. It was new to me, and all I had to do was go pee. But I go, Joe, I'll be right back. I have to go use the restroom. And Joey goes, oh, he's nervous.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I was like, I just have to pee.
It also works if you're lost.
Yeah, seriously.
You go pee, someone will show up and show you the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right out of nowhere. You're like,
Nowhere,
there's nobody over here, so I'm gonna go pee. And then there's somebody walking towards you. You're like, oh wait, hold on a sec.
There's benefits.
So true. So true.
Oh man, Jeremy, tell people where they can find you on your Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah, Instagram is just at jjones.mtb. Utah. YouTube is jjonesmtb. It wouldn't let me put a dot in there. But yeah, watch for like I will just be doing a little bit more long form content. I when I was talking to Fazari about my, this next year, I did want to tell them. I said, hey, you got a lot of bikes, and I would love to be able to do a little bit more review stuff on it since I ride so much, and so
That's
they're
cool.
definitely a fan of that. And I'll just do little posts on it on my Instagram. Like I'll do a story saying, hey, check out this new YouTube video that I'm talking about, whatever, and so just stuff like that. And those people probably get to know me a little bit more personally on that. I find that like on Instagram, like 70% of my reels doesn't even show me, right? Because it's a lot of memes and stuff and talking about how my wife hates that I mountain bike and stuff. But yeah, be on the lookout. And you guys have been great, so I appreciate it. And looking forward to riding with you again, or not again, for the first time. So let's.
Yeah.
I'm going to make more time to ride with more people when I'm in Bentonville this next go around, and yeah, so let's get together. And
Definitely.
when I'm in California, we try to go there every year too. So I have to come out your guys' way.
Yeah, hit us up. We got a lot of places to show you. Some real fun places out here too. So you are, if you're escaping the snow just for a little bit and want to get out here, let me know. And then real quick, a question on the snow. Can you know how trail builders will do their thing after the rains? Can
Mm-hmm.
you build trails in the snow? Like, can you make a berm out of snow and actually ride it like a trail? Or is it different?
Um, me and my buddy were talking about that yesterday when we were riding. Is we need to take some like avalanche shovels and build up some stuff.
Yeah,
The issue
Johnson.
that we have is a lot of the trails get packed in by a snowmobile with like a big old thing on the back of it that packs it in, and we're competing with trail riders and or not trail riders, trail runners, and
Oh,
hikers, and sometimes snowmobilers. Like that's one thing that is really hard. Is like you'll be going up like the road to the trails, and there's only like a 8-inch wide pack for us to ride on, and then all of a sudden the snowmobiler will pass us and just shred our trail up.
shred it.
It's
Ah,
yeah, so
all those hours
it's
of work to be gone.
yeah, it happens. So but yeah, it's hard because of how many people we share those trails with. Like to go and know that if I was to spend some time and put some jumps in, that they may be gone the next day. Like that's the
Ooh,
thing. Snow is
that's too
so
quick.
yeah. So we really just look for what Mother Nature provides, right? And so yeah. So
Interesting.
mountain bike Q&A. What's his name? Is it Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny, you.
Yeah, Johnny. Thank you so much for interacting. It's I hope I get to meet you one day, and it's an honor to be on here. So thank you, and I'm glad you found today entertaining. So
Yes. Yeah, we got to get you on. Johnny has a show. He's on the East Coast. He's in Florida. He has a show, Mountain Bike Q&A, runs every other Wednesday out there, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, Johnny, thank you so much for another donation, 1999 super sticker by Johnny U out there. He just had a great podcast yesterday with The Outsider on it. So he's getting some guests on that show too. We gotta get you over there. He's so fun to watch.
yeah,
You would love it.
yeah.
He
I was
says, get a burger with Joey too. You guys are the best. Thank you,
um,
Johnny.
well, yeah, Johnny. I'd be more than happy to jump on. Like I really just I'm trying to communicate like that biking is for everyone, and it's going to change your health. Something that I mention every once in a while is that before I got into biking, I weighed like 250 pounds, and
You did.
yeah,
Wow.
and I'm like that 165 to 170 range, like now, and it's just biking and dieting, and it's been life changing. Like just I did a reel the other day that the caption said, "Every day I ride a bike is another day added to my life." Like I do feel like biking changes lives, and so I like to communicate that, and I want you to laugh and giggle while I communicate it. So
That's huge. Yeah. Laughter is medicine.
mm-hmm.
Losing the weight like that at 5'6", 250.
Oh
Man.
yeah, I looked good. Oh wait,
I bet you feel so much better now.
yeah,
And that was all like diet and writing? You got that? You
yeah,
shaved that off?
yeah. So
Dude,
yeah,
congratulations, man.
yeah, and it's kind of funny. Like people be like, "Oh, I need to be faster. I'm gonna get a different bike." No, you need to lose some weight. Like
Your brakes aren't working, not because they're not working, it's because they're trying to stop a little extra.
yeah, yeah. That's why Joey's so fat. No, I'm just
I
joking.
know.
Just joking, guys. Do that. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh man.
that's why I go through
That's
brake pads so fast.
Oh,
The
that's
four
good.
pistons are like, "Do you realize what you're asking me to do right now?"
Why are my rotors so glowing hot?
Yeah,
Give my secrets away.
Yeah, Joey's secrets to speed. We're
yeah,
giving those away. Oh man.
yeah.
Well, Jeremy, it's
Hey,
been
Mark,
awesome having you on the show. Yeah, Joey.
we left a cliffhanger, a trail
We
pimp
did.
cliffhanger. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, the bike. He got a bike. Yeah.
We've
So
been
what
waiting
did he
all
get?
this whole episode to find out what he got.
He said it. It was the Canyon with the
He got the
Yeah.
E80.
Spectral?
No,
Oh, the
torque.
torque.
Yep.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, it is the first e-bike.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations, Trail
Yeah.
Pimp. No wonder why we just had Braden Bringhurst on the show. And he had asked that question if Braden had the Torque E, and Braden didn't quite have one yet, but he
We
had the
had to chase.
Spectral E.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, congratulations. Oh, he's going to love it. He's going to love it. It's
Yeah.
insane. Once you go E, man, it's like a chairlift with handlebars.
There you go.
We're gonna get hate for that one.
I enjoy descending more on my e-bike. Like I feel like that it's just a little bit more stable, and but I feel like I can do more with it. I almost trust it more, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, like I find myself just cornering harder, hitting jumps a little bit faster, and it's fun.
It's so fun.
Yep. And
And
then you do the line multiple times instead of just once.
yeah, and there's something about keeping your heart rate in that moderate zone. Like I always wondered because Joe and I have been out there with athletes like Drew Brees, the former NFL quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. He's on an E. You've got Steve Caballero on an E. Destin Cantrell's on an E. Aaron Gwynn we'd see out here at Greer always on an E. And I was like, why are all these high level athletes on E? I don't get it. And then the more you learn, you're like, oh. And then you
Yeah.
write it and you're like, oh. And then
Yeah.
you write it again, you're like, oh damn, okay. And then you look at your heart rate and you're like, oh shit, there's a lot to this that I didn't know at first sight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I just, for me, like if you're getting an e-bike to go log an 8-mile ride, you're probably not using it right.
correct.
Right.
So that's like, when I'm on mine, I'm like wanting to get like 20 milers. And like that's what I need it for, right? Like I want to go do the
Yes.
stuff that I can't otherwise do. I want to go session more things. And it kind of teaches me a little bit more confidence when I'm trying to go like climb on things that are harder. Normally you're like, okay, well, I figured out the line, so yeah, there's a place for it. There is a place for
Definitely.
it. It's really good for you. So,
Yeah.
but don't put that on my Instagram.
45,000 people all going boo.
You suck, Jeremy. You've changed.
You remember the days we had 900 followers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, Jeremy, it's been awesome having you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Jones. Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. You have a good night.
Yeah.